Hello, welcome to Chaos and Chaos, the podcast where there's no semblance of order, structure, or seriousness at all. I'm Kaylie.
I like it, and I'm Laura. And I'm excited to be doing this and to just bring our authentic, chaotic selves, here on this platform.
Who knows what you're gonna fucking get. Oh gosh, it'll be great. It'll be fun. We're here to laugh, hopefully make you laugh, and have a good time. Just have a great old time. Just chat. Maybe bring some random stories, facts. Maybe we'll talk about movies. Who knows? We don't know.
We don't know.
The whole point
you
of
don't
this
know. It'll be
was for it to just, for it to be zero stress and like, hey, if you come with something that you wanna talk about on the episode, great, cool, fantastic. If you don't and you just come and something happens naturally in the conversation, great, fantastic, cool. So, hopefully, whatever chaos happens in the next 30 to, who knows, 2 hours, 30 minutes to 2 hours, who knows, hopefully you get just pure enjoyment and entertainment and you laugh and, helps you to not think about all the chaos and shit going on in the world.
Yes, and therefore most likely in your lives, because it's hard to escape.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're here to have fun.
I would say throughout these episodes, especially this one so far, our cats, at least mine right now, Henry, is literally bouncing off the walls. So
right now mine are behaved. One is snuggled up on the couch with her dad, and the other one is somewheres. But they're quiet right now, so I'll take it.
That's good. Yes, absolutely. Do not disturb them.
No. Do not disturb them. I will take it. I will take the quiet for a little while.
Yes, because especially with two, it is not often a thing.
No, it gets concerning when they start to go quiet sometimes, especially when they go from like pure chaos to suddenly dead silent. I'm like, who's about to die?
Which one?
Which one's about to beat the shit out of the other? Like, who's stalking who right now? Because I'm a little concerned.
Exactly. Or even yesterday, I was like, I see Harley sleeping, which is more typical because she's an older cat. But I was like, but I haven't seen Henry in a while. And I'm like, that's concerning because he's an indoor cat and he always tries to get outside. And so I'm like, fuck. And I start walking around the house. But he was in our room in his bed, sound asleep. But I'm like, oh, thank God.
I know, right? It's crazy
he's outside.
When the troublemaker goes missing or is quiet, you're like, what's going on? Little boy, Daruk, sorry, we call him little boy, but I keep forgetting that this is the first episode. Fun fact, we're re-recording our first episode. You know what? We're here to be open. We're here to be honest. Who fucking cares? Take 2 of episode 1. But Daruk, my little boy, he has been sick. He's been like, so we got him into the vet because he started throwing up like right after he would eat his dry food. And he'd be fine when he ate wet food, but his dry food he would throw up, and that's really weird because he's never had that problem and he's been eating the exact same food since the day I brought him home. And so we had no clue what's going on, and then it escalated to him pooping outside of the litter box. And he's not that kind of a cat, and he just wears guilt on his face whenever he's done something like that. Like, he knows he wasn't supposed to, but like it was like kind of like a diarrhea situation where it was like coming on all of a sudden. He was just like, oh god, like freaks out, like doesn't make it to the litter box, kind of just goes. So we got him into the vet. He's on medication. They think he caught a bug because they did blood work and everything came out good. They were like, nah, he's healthy, like, but they think he caught a bug, so he's on medication basically until we finish the bottle. And
have you noticed like a difference?
He's definitely been doing better. But it's funny. So I think the poor kid got traumatized. So what happened is we took him to the vet and they asked to keep him for a few hours. So he kind of got dropped off at the vet for a few hours. And let me explain this cat to you. He is the definition of, oh my god, you're a stranger, get the fuck away from me, runs in the opposite direction. He's a sweet boy, absolute sweet boy. And they even said that he was absolutely sweet. Like, he did a fantastic job. He was the sweetest thing. And I wasn't worried about him at all. Like, he's a very sweet boy. But he was very terrified because he got left with a bunch of strangers. And I think it traumatized him to the point of where he's like, oh my god, mom and dad made me like go away for a while, and they poked and prodded at me, and like I think I'm gonna start spending more time with them because like he's a very like recluse kind of cat. Like, he comes when he wants to, and like he's very picky about where he'll lay down. If you move too much, like he's very picky. I love him to death, but pain in my butt sometimes. But he's very picky. So I think it like traumatized him in a way to like start spending more time with us and being around us more, because like that day he was around us a lot more, and like the past few days he's been like hanging out with us a lot more and like trying to come and sit with us more often on the couch. And normally he doesn't really do that too often.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we traumatized him a bit accidentally to start being more social with us. Like,
oh, well, so he might not be feeling well. Does he? I don't know. Nala, the only way Nala would ever really cuddle is when she wasn't feeling well.
no, I think he's fine because he's got a lot more energy back.
Oh, good.
He still has his moments of puking. I think we need to give him his medicine today. But he's not pooping, thank God. Random places. Thank God. That was the one where I was like, I need you to hold yourself on this one, because you're picking places that are getting real frustrating.
Like carpet?
Try inside of a really nice hamper basket with a blanket in it.
Oh.
Like a really nice throw blanket that's pretty new, because I bought it like, oh no, I think we got it for Christmas from his parents, like a Christmas or two ago, and it's a really nice blanket, and we're tossing it.
Yeah.
We can't save it. We can't save it because we found it. We found it after like a couple of days. So it had already, because like it was inside a hamper with a lid, so like the smell was like contained in there. So we had no clue until he went and he opened it and he found the mess, and it was already like hardened and stuff. And I was like, I don't think I can save that blanket. And honestly, I don't think it's gonna be worth it to even try. So yeah, sad day.
That is a sad day. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sucks that he shit all over something that was like very nice, but at least it was something that you could throw away. Nala has done it to our carpet where we cannot throw it away, and so I have
Don't
to
worry.
scrub it. And I'm like, no.
He's done it. He did it
Oh,
on my
I'm
couch.
sure. Oh, even worse than the carpet. Gotcha.
That was when I looked at him and I was like, Daruk, I need you to figure this one out. Like, I need you to like
of all
start
places,
making it to the litter box. Like,
or anywhere else, really.
Preferably the hardwood floor. That'd be fucking great.
Exactly.
But I will take anything but my couch, please, and fucking thank you. Oh,
the joys. Oh goodness! Well, I'm glad he's on the mend, and hopefully will not.
He's definitely on. Yeah, he's definitely on the mend. So he is a pain in the ass to give medication to. Let me tell you what. It basically we're traumatizing him every time. So.
Yep. Every time.
Yeah, he starts foaming at the mouth and salivating. I'm like, look, I know it's gross, but I need you to take this medication.
I can just imagine. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, and the eyes are just looking at you. Panicked.
Like, why are you doing this to me, Mom? Like, what did I do? Why are you poisoning me?
Exactly. Oh, man.
Yep.
Well,
that's my life recently.
Yeah, it's not fun to have to. I mean, it's also like worrisome for our animals, but it's also work on top of life, on top of then having to bring your animal to and from the vet, possibly multiple times, and then give medication, and then remember before and after work. And it's like,
yeah, I can definitely say we have not been on top of his medication as much as we should be, but we have been making. Yep. But yeah, no. And my life with my terror of a cat.
You love him, don't lie.
I do love him. He's a sweet boy, but he is a little terror.
This may be so. That's how Henry is. Our cats we've spoken about are very much alike.
They're also both like orange cats, basically. Mine's more fawn colored, but yeah, they're both. They look almost the same too. It's yeah. Yep.
I said I was looking at my notes and I was glad that I took them a month ago because I was panicked. I literally couldn't even find my notebook and I couldn't even remember what I wrote in it.
Oh no, that's where it's the end of the world.
And so I'm like, well, I'm trying to get ready for today, and I'm just like, wait, what did I even have in mind to talk about? So I was like panicking because I couldn't find my notebook and my brain wasn't remembering. So, and what's also exciting is I know what I'm talking about, but you don't, and you know what you're talking about, but I don't. So it's like that's exciting for me.
And that's the fun of this is the fact that like that's also part of the thing that kind of drives Laura crazy in a way, but not at the same time. I think she's getting used to it. Of the fact of like, she's like, okay, well, what are we going to talk about next time? Like, what are we going to talk about in this episode? I was like, no, Laura.
I will literally do the next 5 episodes. We're not going to plan them out.
Like, and that's fine. You can do that. You can do that all you want. I literally figured out what I was going to talk about like a couple of days ago, and then I just pulled up thing to read off of, which will be cited and sourced. Don't worry. Tell you about something.
About mine. Mine will not
because
be. So sorry.
It's minor detail. But I'm doing it because like I didn't take notes. I'm literally going to be reading from someone's thing, so it'll be cited and sourced. So I am reading someone else's writing, because I procrastinated and didn't write up notes and find something in relation to the topic that I was going to talk about until like 20 minutes ago. So
that's what I did when we originally first started thinking about recording
exactly.
this episode. Is like that day was the day that I decided what I was going to talk about. So it's
And
like
that's fine.
yeah, it felt really good, honestly.
Yeah. And it's just we're not going to know what the other is going to bring to the table. If the other brings anything to the table, when it's that person's turn, they can just look at you and be like, "Yeah, I didn't bring anything. Let's see what I can just whip up real quick for us to discuss."
For sure. Hey.
So,
we're like solid people who can wing it.
yeah.
You know?
Pretty good at winging it.
Because I am a prepper in a lot of ways, but I also
like I'm a prepper in certain ways, but
person.
my brain isn't good at doing like detailed notes and then remembering to go back to those notes. So yeah.
Yeah.
They just end up being pointless for me.
And just time spent for nothing.
Yeah, just I try, but my brain just very neurodivergent brain. That's okay. But yeah, I'm a planner in certain ways and with certain things, but otherwise I just fly by the seat of my pants.
Just like Alexander Hamilton, Now I have that song stuck in my head. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen Hamilton yet. I know. It's on my list, but it's on Disney Plus, right?
I think so.
And we don't have that right now. We're going to get it because there's a bunch of stuff we want to watch. But so I can't really watch it until I get that. But once I get that, I'll watch it. But
for sure. It's a good one. It is.
I've heard it's
like
really good.
2 or 3 hours, so you have to be prepared for that.
I'll watch it when we finally get it, I'll watch it. Yes. Yes. So I guess I don't know unless there's anything else you want to.
No, I got nothing. You want to go first?
Am I going first?
Oh, yes. You got this.
Okay.
Yes, take that deep breath.
Okay. Oh, gosh. All right.
Oh, gosh. I'm excited.
So I've decided I'm going to have a little continual series where every once in a while I'll come back to this topic. And we're going to talk about yeah.
I didn't hear you. It keeps cutting you off sometimes.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
Sorry.
The usual issues. We are talking about bisexual women in history.
Bisexual women in history?
Yeah.
I like that, girlfriend.
Because big spoiler alert, Laura and I are no, we're not in a relationship with each other. We're just in a business partnership.
Yes, and I would say I consider myself more on like the pansexual line.
Okay. I mean,
but regardless, men and women are in there.
That person that says pansexuality and bisexuality sometimes can be, I feel like, very similar if you're very open-minded.
I feel like
and you're the kind of
pansexuals, all pansexuals are bisexuals, but not all bisexuals are pansexual.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say, is like it's one of those things of it really depends on who you are as a person and like your views, but I definitely would say I'm more on the pansexual side as well myself. But I don't know people are considered pansexual in history. I don't know, because
I
history
think
and
that's a
language.
newer term.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because it's a newer term. So a lot of the terms are gonna be obviously in older language.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. And that's fine if you're just saying bisexual just because that's the only ones that are actually like spoken about.
Exactly. So, you know, it's one of those things. If I find someone who, you know, they say like specifically those words, awesome. But just, you know, just keeping in mind that the language is not going to be like our times. So just putting that warning out there. Okay. So we are talking about, oh, I had her name up here because I didn't want to butcher it. Hold on. It's a very French name.
Ooh, I love the French.
Okay. So we are going to be talking about Julie Daubeny. Daubeny. Don't mind the fact that I am going to butcher a lot of the names. So I learned about her because I scrolled upon a random video that told me about her, and I was like, ooh, who dis? And I was like, ooh, I want to talk about her in our podcast because she was quite interesting. So she was born in like 1673, and she was the daughter of a secretary to King Louis XIV, his master of horse, Count the Armagnac, one of France's great nobles. So she basically, I think it's believed that she lived in the first riding school at Toul, and then moved with the court to Versailles in 1682, where she spent her youth in the great stables. She lived in the stables basically all the time.
Dang.
A lot of riding, a lot of horses. So
That's cool though.
exactly. Yeah, she's basically known as like I believe like for her swordsmanship, shit like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's badass.
she's pretty interesting, and that's why I was like, we're gonna talk about her. Okay, so her father was a super accomplished swordsman, and trained the court pages, and also educated his only child alongside with the boys. So basically, she was raised alongside with the boys. She was dressed as a boy, and she excelled at fencing basically when she was a kid, from when she was very young. And for being in like the 1600s, that's pretty.
Like you are getting spoken about, looked at, thought about all the time because of, as a female, being good at really anything.
Yep.
Except for motherhood and
except for like keeping a house and raising children. Yes. So now you understand why I was like, we're going to talk about some badass ladies in history, but preferably ladies and even men, or however they identify with the terms that they have throughout history, because I thought it would be fun. So to continue, by the age of 14, she had become the Armagnac's mistress, and he found her a husband. This says he was the timid Sieur de Malpin, who was basically promptly dispatched to the provinces to do a stimulating job in tax collection.
A stimulating job.
Yep. Some accounts claim that he was basically sent off the morning after the wedding. I'm like, okay. Weird.
Interesting.
Weird. So she basically quickly tired of him and ran away with a fencing master called Teran. Teran?
Just put it out there.
Who basically she found herself down on her luck with for the first of many times, basically. Obviously, when you suddenly go on the run as a woman in the 1600s, it's probably not going to be the easiest. So they earned what they could from giving fencing demonstrations at fairs and in taverns. And
but so far he seems way more up her alley than
yeah. So far, yeah, he seems pretty much more up her alley than the timid tax collector. A
real boy's boy.
Man's
man.
They earned what they could from fencing demonstrations. So at one of the demonstrations, one man refused to believe that she was actually a woman simply because she was too good. So she took off her blouse and just showed her tits.
That's right, bitches.
Good.
Like, how are you going to argue that?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, how are you going to argue,
I'm not even going to have
one,
this conversation.
No,
just here you
good
go.
Luck.
All right, bye-bye. Made your day and ruined it all at once.
Literally. So she's also known in history, not just for her sword fighting abilities and fencing abilities, but also because she was a very famous opera singer as well. And we love opera. So that was another reason why I was like, well.
Oh, cool. Yes.
So she began her singing career with Martial opera, and her early appearances on stage were very much admired. Like I said, she's a very famous opera singer. She was very particularly loved by one young woman. This says here her name is unknown, so I'm not sure who, but she fell in love with her. And they quickly, their families like basically found out and immediately packed her up and sent her off to a convent.
Oh.
So
Julie
followed her and entered as a postulate.
As a postulate, can you identify what that means?
They're a pre-novice. So they're preparing to be entered into the religious community. They're a postulant, and then they become like a nun or a sister or whatever after that. After they do their like whole wedding to Jesus and everything, and they marry the Lord. So
they both married the Lord to be able to be with each other.
The girls get sent off to a convent. Or, well, the one girl gets sent off to a convent. Julie's like, nah, bitch, I'm a follow. Follows her to the convent. And eventually, like, Julie convinces her to run away with her, basically, from the convent. And her idea that she uses is one night after an elderly nun dies, they basically stole the body and placed it in the girl's bedroom bed and set it on fire to basically try and hide the evidence of it not being said girl. So
they didn't kill the nun, I'd assume. I mean, it didn't say that. So I mean, no, honestly,
she didn't. No, yeah, they didn't kill the nun. They just took her dead body and placed it in the bed
to a curse so they couldn't
they
figure out who that was.
To, fake a death. And that's
times be tough.
Exactly.
It's the 16 fucking hundreds. You would do the same.
So they then went on the run for 3 months, and they did get caught. And Julie was sentenced to death in absentia by the Parliament. So, and it was
Julie's
done.
the girl we're talking about. So what happened to the
Hold
other
on. I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know.
I'm impatient. I need to know.
I don't think we find out what happened to her. I think she goes back with her family or she goes off to a convent as far as I know.
Yikes.
She's like sentenced to death in the absentia by the Parliament and province under the name Sœur de Maupin, as the judges couldn't also quite honestly accept or admit the possibility of one woman abducting another, let alone from a convent, because, you know, white men in the 1600s, a woman with a woman, that's not possible. Oh
no, I mean, like, look at us.
Like, that's disgusting.
From head to toe,
a woman,
they want this.
A woman needs a man. Hello. Like,
they wouldn't have survived 3 months without us. So, as if.
Bullshit. Okay, here we go. So yeah, the girl was basically returned to her family. And Julie continued on her journey. She journeyed on through the countryside, back in men's clothing. And one day she quite literally bumped into a young nobleman, Albert, who challenged her to a duel, not realizing she was a woman. Because, you know, she's dressed in men's clothes.
You bumped into me. Now we've got a duel.
So she beat him, wounded him, and nursed him back to health.
Oh.
And
that's a real
in some accounts,
right there.
He is considered the great romance of her life. And at the very least, they stayed lifelong friends, if there was no more romance between them. So at the very least, they stayed close. But yeah, I think that's sweet. I love that though. Like, bumps into you, like, he's all mad. He's like, all right, we're fucking dueling.
Like, that's it. We're fighting.
And you fucking wipe his ass, kick his ass to like the nth degree, and just like, he gets wounded, you take him back home, you clean him up, you nurse him back to health, and he's just like,
for real. I wonder what this conversation was like. When from the bumping
when did you find out that she was actually a woman? And
exactly.
Like, when did the love begin? Because like, it was probably immediately. Because like, honestly, I would have, as soon as I woke up and became conscious, and I was like, oh, okay, like,
you got it.
That's it. I'm in love. Let's get married. I'd be into it. Just kidding. But
well, we see where Kaylee's kinks are. Gotcha.
I just said I'm kidding. Calm.
I don't think you are.
Wow. Okay.
It just came out so casually, so I think it's a hidden one.
It came out so casually.
You just now discovered right here on our first episode. This is like groundbreaking.
Oh, is that what we're going with? All right. Anyways, to continue on.
You got the hats for this lady, that's for sure.
I'm just telling you a story about a really cool lady that I learned about. Jeez. Gosh.
But she is badass. And that's like an honest rom-com from the 1600s. That's
literally,
so cute.
And I love it, honestly. So after that, took a bunch of singing lessons from a retired teacher.
Fuck yeah.
And paired her up with a new lover, Gabriel Vincent Thevenard, who also fancied himself as a singer. Had two singers.
Wowzers.
So together they returned to Paris, and on their first day there, while Julie was visiting her old lover, to convince him to arrange a pardon for her little indiscretion in Provence, Thevenard auditioned for the opera, and he was hired immediately, and his condition was that Julie also be allowed to audition, and they very much reluctantly agreed. You know, they did not want to say yes, but they did. By the age of 17, mind you, she's only 17 at this point.
Crazy. She's been doing so much with her life.
She found herself a member of one of the world's greatest musical companies. And I'm pretty sure in the 1600s, the reason why they were reluctant to agree is women are not allowed to perform in the opera at this time, which is why they were reluctant to agree, because men considered it dangerous. Men played male characters as well as the female characters. So they considered it dangerous for them to be on stage. Women didn't start performing in operas until like the 16th century. So, it's great. It's cool. It's fine.
Dangerous. That's honestly the funniest thing to me.
17, she is now a member of the opera in the late 1600s when women should not be on the stage. And she was pardoned for her crimes by the king, by the way.
Wow.
And she went on to become a star, and she appeared in all of the major productions from 1690 to 1694. And that is when she became very adored and celebrated, and she became La Maupin. And her career in Paris did eventually get interrupted after she attended a court ball in men's clothes. And she kissed a young woman on the dance. And basically, the men felt insulted, and so she was challenged to a duel by 3 different noblemen, and she told each of them that she would meet them outside, and she fought them all at once, and she beat them all. So, but
dang, she just keeps on keeping on.
I love it. I love it. But so given the fact that Louis had duels, she had to skedaddle. So she flees to Brussels, where she became the lover of the Elector of Bavaria.
Wow.
He found her a bit too much to handle after she stabbed herself on stage with a real dagger and offered her 40,000 francs to leave him alone. And she threw the coins at the feet of his emissary and stomped off to Madrid. That's a fun one. I didn't know that one. The thing I watched
this woman?
Didn't mention that. That's beautiful.
Great performance and got paid to leave somebody alone. I think
she didn't even keep the money. She threw it at his feet.
I know, but it's
love it. I love it.
Kind of like this is fantastic.
So she eventually found herself working as a maid to a Countess Marino, whom she did not like. She resented her so much before a grand ball, she dressed the Countess's hair with radishes so that everyone but the Countess could see them. And needless to say, she was back on the road to Paris before the Countess got home, because I don't want to be home when she comes home, because she's going to be mad.
Oh, very mad. She's going to be the color of a radish, right?
So La Maupin was eventually pardoned for her duels. And this time it was through the intervention of Monsieur the King's brother. And she returned to the stage after that to perform for the court of Versailles. And she eventually appeared once again in the most major opera productions. She kind of got a second wind fame. She went and she defended chorus girls against lecherous barons and pompous tenors. She became infatuated with the soprano Fanchon Moreau and tried to kill herself.
Oh. Yeah, they just really snuck that one in there.
Wow, they really did.
She did this great thing, and then she also killed herself. She tried to kill herself. Would you look at that?
I'm very much cold reading this writing about her. Like I said, I watched a video that told me about her, and I'm cold reading this about her. But that's why it kind of did sneak up on me. But she also threatened to blow the Duchess of Luxembourg's brains out. Louis. And she ended up in court for attacking her landlord. So, yeah.
Well, she's getting worse with age, but that it is the 1600s. They didn't live as long, so I mean, I'll blame it on that. Making more poor choices, but she's been through a lot of trauma if we think about it in today's knowledgeable world.
Yeah. Oh god.
So it's like, and those things were more typical back then. Like, not as, I don't know.
So Thevenard remained best friends with her until her retirement, basically, and they had some very infamous spats. But, like, you know, one evening on the stage, she bit his ear so hard that he bled. So, you know, there's that. But they stayed friends. They stayed good friends. So she had many heroic and even pathetic adventures. But the crowds adored her, and in spite of her high-profile affairs with women and her brawling and her dueling, her, you know, breeches, as they like to call them, and her swords, she was not your typical woman for the late 1600s. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Everybody was getting shocked by her. I'll tell you what. The
honestly
old people
here
were having
for
fucking
it.
heart attacks. Yeah.
I want to look up her opera singing though and see if there's any.
Oh, I wonder if there is. Like, I don't know.
Oh, there's probably not.
Probably not from the
1600s. But there's probably music.
Oh, there might be someone else who
probably
performs
recreated it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Which I mean, you don't get the same vibe, but it's like still her music, I guess.
So in 1703, she fell in love with Madame la Marquise de Florence.
Yeah, French is fucking hard. I took 2 years of it, and I
did not take French. I did not take French. I took Spanish. So I'm over here.
I still got nothing.
Wanting to go with the Spanish pronunciations. Baby girl. Sorry, that was a pure ADHD moment. My sweet girl.
Instantly cat.
Yes, my sweet girl has woken up from her nap. But yeah, so French, hard, not a language that I'm good at speaking. I apologize for butchering a very beautiful language. So she fell in love with whom was considered to be the most beautiful woman in France. This was said by Saint Simon in 1887. So beautiful that she too had to flee to Brussels for several years because the Dauphin was obsessed with her. Couldn't leave her alone.
Damn.
And men be scary. So La Florensac, probably Florensac, was also one of the most famous and wealthy and well-connected women in France. And again, at the time, to be famous and well-connected and wealthy as a woman, yeah, you're gonna be turning heads. You're gonna be known. So the two women lived, according to one account, in perfect harmony for 2 years until the most beautiful woman in France died of a fever. Which is really sad to know that she found this woman and she fell in love with her, and 2 years later she died of a fever.
Technically, she didn't die of a fever, right? Whatever caused the fever. And now
I don't know.
I don't know. Need to know basis.
It doesn't say what she died. All it says is a fever.
I know a fever that gets high enough because obviously cause its own issues.
Obviously, but let's keep in mind that back then they don't know a lot of they don't have a lot of the like terms and knowledge that we have now. This is like the early 1700s, you know?
Yes, I would never survive, no.
So like a cough would probably terrify everybody, and so you know it's a different time, so they just call everything a fever basically. So you know we all know it was more than a fever, but yes, it was some form of sickness, and she died of it, which is
poor
very
lady.
tragic.
That is sad. for everyone involved.
La Mapine, our very sweet Julie, she became very distraught and she went and entered a convent where she eventually died at the age of 33.
Wow.
She was very young doing all of this. Like, we're 26.
I have to look up what the age of, like, people dying. Approximately 55 years. If a person survived childhood, they had about a 50% chance of living to 50 to 55 instead of only 25%.
I love that. If a person survived childhood, because, yeah, you were not guaranteed to live past the age of, I think, like 4. I think it was until you hit like 4 or 5 is where they would like finally like breathe a sigh of relief and like finally name you.
Children are like susceptible to everything, and they like are so much more fragile. So I mean,
yeah, because you haven't built an immune system yet, and back then we didn't even like have. I don't think we had a concept of germ theory yet in the 1600s. So not fully surprised, but yeah. So and then they wrote many books about lovely Julie, many biographical works. There's at least one movie, there's several plays, there's a ballet, a lot of stuff out there about her. But that is our Julie d'Aubigny.
I'm here for her. I gotta write it down.
Come
here.
My source was the article "The Real Life of Julie d'Aubigny," Kelly Gardiner. I will have it linked in our show notes. Anything else that I pulled any information from, I will link it in the show notes. But yeah, that is Miss Julie d'Aubigny, and it was quite wonderful to learn about her. And I was like, I have to tell Laura about her because this woman had quite the whirlwind life.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so
she's a badass.
Yeah, I was like, when I was listening to the video, I was reacting like you. I was like, oh my god. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hell yeah, girl.
Get it?
Wonderful. It was quite wonderful. So yeah, that is a badass bisexual woman in history for you. So
who gave 0 fucks on who knew her bisexuality.
Exactly.
She like,
got with men, she got with women. She didn't care. She just, if she fell in love with someone, she fell in love with them. Yeah, exactly. People can be mad if they want to. She don't give a fuck.
Do you know what she looks like? Does it show you?
One moment.
I feel like my knowledge in history and then what was invented during that time is pretty terrible. So I don't know when cameras were invented.
I believe it's still just like paintings and drawings.
Oh, gotcha.
But here you go.
Henry, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to go under the desk with your head.
This is her.
I said that she's really beautiful. She have curly hair?
I think so. Or she curled it, because curling your hair was very common back then.
I love it. She's awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's her. That's my little tale that I bring you, is the story of Julie d'Aubigny. And yeah, I apologize for my butchering of the French language.
You did great, and that was an awesome story, and I'm definitely loving that you brought it.
Now it is your turn.
Oh yeah.
Tell me what you brought to the table.
Well, at the moment, physically speaking, my cat.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose one off of the list that we had put together previously, and this one's illegal things you would do if you wouldn't get in trouble. And then I'm also going to mix in just some random laws that are within some states that make no sense, so we can shit on them. So my first one that I have brainstormed on here from things that I would do if I wouldn't get in trouble includes stealing from big corporations.
I mean, yeah, obviously, like all of them.
Laura, in her youth, you couldn't prove that she was stealing from big corporations or nothing. Don't want to hear it.
God, no.
No. No. Laura a month ago is not Laura now.
You can't trust month ago Laura. No. You can't trust year ago Laura. You can't trust yesterday Laura.
Yesterday,
you can't trust
for sure not.
hour ago Laura. No.
Honestly, probably not even right now, but you know.
I say that all the time. Can't trust yesterday, Kaylee. She doesn't know what she was doing. Or like, oh, you can't trust Monday, Kaylee. She didn't know what she was doing.
Whole different person. It's just a whole different person. I got way too many.
I don't know what was going on that day. Yeah.
Anyways,
please
one of mine
continue to tell us the ramblings of Laura a month ago.
Okay, I'll say them all. I don't know if I still feel them, but I will say them. The next one on there is pee in more public spaces, because when you gotta go, you gotta go. But like, guys can do it, and I feel like they can make it so casual. Why can't I just pop a squat? Like, I don't care. I got to pee. It's a human body. Deal with it. The next one is swim or be naked more often, and that includes like saunas or hot tubs or in my own fucking yard. I do have neighbors now, but I just want to go like naked sunbathe, which I think is frowned upon when people can see you.
Your own fucking yard. Don't be looking into my yard.
Frowned upon. We got cars driving by, children, I'm sure. I know. Well, I used to live like in the middle of nowhere with a really long, windy driveway, so nobody could see my whole house, all in my yard, and I just loved it. And now I'm like,
that's very true.
My next one on this list is kind of vague, but it just says get more revenge.
I mean, like, honestly, though, I'm into it. Like,
I was going to say,
what you're
that is
saying.
what I agree with.
Like, I get it. I get it, because, like, honestly, same. Like, I'd probably, like, actually be more vindictive towards people.
Who deserved it, for sure.
Well, obviously. Not, like, anybody and everybody, but, like, people who, like, actually deserve it. Yes. God, yeah.
I'm terrified of getting in trouble, but I also am someone who really likes to push buttons and push limits.
Same.
So it's like, I don't know what's that gonna say. What that means for revenge. That means revenge isn't gonna be like bodily harm, but it's
the idea is
creative as fuck.
Also, but like, you're not gonna get in trouble for it, so you can do whatever you want. But like, I'm not gonna stoop to like that level. But like,
no,
I'm gonna fuck shit up.
Oh yes, faux shows. My classic one that I threaten Mark with and everybody else is, you're gonna wake up, no eyebrows, gone.
I love that
for a long time.
I'm gonna start using that. I love that. You gonna wake up? Your eyebrows? Gone. Ain't gonna be there no more. No, you can kiss them goodbye.
And whether they're there or you draw them on, you're gonna look bad. So
you know what? Even worse, I'm gonna get rid of one. I'm gonna keep the other.
No, you get rid of one, and then you have to decide whether you need to shave it off to make it look better or worse, and then live with that decision.
I'm gonna leave that up to you. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. A month ago, Laura, I applaud that one for sure. I think I would literally paint random shit fun colors, because I feel like there's too much boring stuff around here. Especially in those neighborhoods where it's like, you can't paint your house anything but like off-white or eggshell white or bright white or...
I will never, ever, ever buy a home attached to a homeowners association. Ain't no motherfucking Karen coming out and being like, I don't like the color of your house, so I'm going to report you and make you pay a fine.
Yeah,
no.
bitch, I bought it.
Do you pay my bills? No. I'm gonna paint my house whatever fucking color I want. I'll put whatever the fuck I want in my yard, and that's that. You don't tell me what to do. You don't pay my bills. Absolutely not. I'm an adult.
For sure. I totally agree. A month ago, Laura, be wild in this day, because in my little rant on what color whites I'm allowed to paint my house, it goes off-white, eggshell white, extra bright white, and KKK white. So that's where my brain was at. I was like, this is actually funny, but actually not.
That's where Laura's brain was at a month ago. Oh, I love it.
I told you, we get creative, but it gets weird real fast.
I get it, though, because, like, same.
My next one on the list is have sex in more random places. I'm not really a public place person, but if I could go in, like, a more private area but still in public, I would do it. But I'm terrified of getting trouble fucking naked. Literally. My next one says go inside people's homes, like use your pool, use their hot tub, eat their fucking food, you know. I also am very interested in what other people's houses look like, not only like on the inside in terms of like
I just want to see what it looks like. Like, I just like
wise.
Yeah, like I don't care about
what are you doing here.
I just want to see what it looks like.
Exactly.
I'm just popping in to see what you have.
Yeah. Also, give me some inspiration for real.
Yeah.
So I'm always be looking through people's windows at night when their lights are on.
Same. If you got your curtains wide open and it's nighttime and your lights are on, you are literally asking for me to look inside of your home and to see what it looks like.
For real.
Shut up. I did not ask.
Like victim blaming to me.
We have a special guest, my husband, apparently, decided to put in his 2 cents.
Oh, victim blaming. They were fucking asking. Love you.
Listen, get out of here.
I was just about to say, though, I was like, we don't even own curtains, and we just always have the lights on at night because we kind of need to. And I'm like, so I'm at least equaling things out.
I have blinds on every window. But also, I have thick curtains, but also because, like, we have to insulate our fucking windows as much as we can because it's an old house, and did you hear that?
Only a little bit.
You didn't hear that? He said, because you can feel the breeze through the fucking window.
Yeah, that's
so it's not very fun. But also I don't want people looking in my window.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't, and I don't like it, but I've gotten used to it, and I want blinds. It's just we got no time nor money right now, so it is what it is.
Don't worry, they're super cheap at Walmart, like $3.
What do you mean?
Blinds. Like just like pulley ones. If you want some cheap ones, just to get something.
We need to put in a whole system. You know? Oh, we don't even have any of that. It's just I don't got
little pieces. One goes on one end, the other goes on the other end. You slide the thing in, you put the little plastic pieces on, boom, you're done. You got blinds. I got you. I'll help you. I got you. I got you. We'll count up how many windows you got. We'll measure them because Nick and I did not measure when we got blinds, and we had to buy like 3 different kinds because we kept not measuring and just guessing. We got it eventually.
Eventually it worked out.
Yep. I got you. We'll get you some blinds for your windows, and then you can decide if you want your windows open or not.
Sounds good. I'm here for it. The kitties like when the window is open. So.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. We have a lot of windows with the blinds like half opened, but there are curtains in front of them so that nobody can see in, but the cats can see out.
Smart. I like your methods.
Yes. Anyways, do you have anything else on this list of yours?
Yes, ma'am. The last one I have on this list is to impersonate a cop or a doctor, but I'm leaning towards more specifically like a detective, just because I think that work is like really intriguing, but I don't want to go through all the stuff to be a detective. I just want to do it.
I'm just gonna show up and be like, I'm a detective. Here we go.
Like, this is what we're doing today. This is that. That is this. I'm the best. Bye.
Show me what you got. Let me give you my input. I got this. I've listened to enough true crime. Let's go.
It also gives me the ability to, like, get information or stalk anybody that I could possibly fucking want. And I'm just nosy. And I just get... At work, we just want to know the tea, is what they always say. So I'm like, that's how I'm feeling.
I get it. I'm a nosy person as well.
The last one actually on this list, which was one down, which I didn't see, is to be a con artist, which I think you can still be, but it is still illegal.
Yes.
So I think that would be really cool to do.
Con artist without the downfall, the repercussions of that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be fucking great.
Yes. I was playing Pong last night with my brother, and my thing, I'm terrible at like hand-eye coordination stuff. I just don't got it in me. All right. But what I'm really good at doing is being like terrible the first round, and then somehow really good the second round.
Hold on. Are we talking beer pong?
Anything, any sport. I'm just saying last night.
Okay, but you said pong, so I was like, okay, what kind of pong?
Yes.
There's many types of pong. I'm like...
We were just making up our own rules at that fucking point, but yes.
Okay.
Beer pong. But I'm just saying in any capacity. But last night I was like, I could totally be like an accidental con artist because I'd be terrible and then really fucking good. And then have to piece the fuck out because after that it's a one and done deal.
I love it.
So I was just thinking that it would be so cool to do little like shorts, like short stories of like accidental con artist stuff.
Yeah,
so that'd be so fucking cute.
That'd be cute. I love it.
Yes. The next one's on my little list here are just some random laws, and so I'm just gonna go for it. In Washington, it is illegal to not only hunt but also kill Bigfoot, and it specifically says that if you try to slay Bigfoot, you automatically get like 5 years in prison. Specifically, slay Bigfoot.
Okay.
Interesting.
That is definitely an interesting one. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I mean, like, I get it. Like, please don't kill Bigfoot. Like, clearly they haven't done anything wrong. Like, hello, they're not attacking us or anything. They're living in peace if they exist.
Right, because we haven't find them.
We don't even like see them. So, like, yeah, like I kind of get it. Like, they deserve rights too, you know.
For sure. And I just can really appreciate their word of slaying. Don't you slay this dragon.
I know.
Just
I love it.
Slay this Bigfoot.
I love it. Slay.
Washington. What are we going to do with you? In New Jersey, it's illegal to wear a bulletproof vest while committing murder, manslaughter, robbery, kidnapping, etc. And I just find it humorous because if you're going to do any of those things, you're already breaking the law. So why even make a law saying you can't wear a bulletproof vest while doing those things?
Also.
And why do you think they were going to listen to it?
Assuming you catch me, how you gonna know I have a bulletproof vest on? Also, what if it's under my shirt and you don't see it when I'm wearing it until and then you catch me later and you have no clue because maybe you catch me without it on. Like, listen.
If they catch you though, it's like an extra.
No, yeah, I was gonna say that's an interesting one, but like I kind of get where they're going with it because it's an extra charge, and sometimes if you're waiting on certain pieces of evidence to come through to charge them for the thing you want to charge them for, you're trying to hold them as long as possible. So sometimes, like, I feel like they make certain things laws like that because it's a charge you can put against someone to hold them for longer because, like, hey, you broke the law because this is a law and we caught you, say, like, murdering someone and you were wearing a bulletproof vest and, like, or we think you were the murderer and we caught you wearing a bulletproof vest. So we're like, you know what? We're gonna catch you on this charge, blah, 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 and like hold you with this because we're waiting on evidence to prove that you actually did X, Y. Like, I could see it.
I suppose in that way I could see it, but in a general rule, they're already breaking the rules, so why would they give a fuck?
Exactly. Like, otherwise, why? They're not gonna really care. They're already going
all in too. This isn't
already going for it. They're like, I'm about to break the law. I don't care. I'm gonna try to protect myself, you know?
Yes. 2 things for the next one. The next one is in Minnesota. And my question to you is, are you from Minnesota at all?
No.
Because you sometimes got a Minnesota accent.
Oh, I do that on purpose. No, I literally do it on purpose. Because I listen to a podcast of people from Minnesota, and I intentionally have picked up and started doing little twangs from listening to them because I've been listening to them for so fucking long, and I love the Minnesota accent. So, like, I intentionally speak with a Minnesota accent very consistently.
That's so funny.
Like,
That's
very
so funny.
consistently. Very consistently.
That's a new one for me, because usually when we do accents, we just go all in and they're not great. But that one, like, is just like a real sneaky thing you got going on.
Exactly. And that's why I do it, because most people don't fully realize that I'm doing it. And then sometimes they will. And I think it's funny when they realize I'm doing it. But yeah, no, it's because I'm a very big fan of wine and crime.
Absolutely, for sure. Interesting. I'm here for it. It kind of suits you, honestly. So,
You know, it works.
But in Minnesota, until 2015, it was illegal to play bingo more than 2 times a week in a nursing home. Even if someone came to visit, they couldn't play bingo if they had already reached their 2 a week like limit. Apparently, nursing homes are wild in.
I'm just gonna say right now, if I'm fucking old and I'm dying and I'm in a goddamn nursing home, and one of the few forms of entertainment I get is fucking bingo, and you're telling me I can only play 2 times? Hell no!
Play whatever I want. We're making it a drinking game.
I would. You wouldn't like me as an old person. You're taking away my bingo rights. That's all I got to do. I'm old. I'm dying. Don't take away the few things that I get to do. Like, I can't. Like, if I'm in a nursing home, I clearly can't fully take care of myself. Like, I'm in a nursing home. Like, I gotta have someone to help me out. Like, don't take away my bingo. How dare you?
No. It seems like if you ever meet Kaylie when she's older, her cane turns into a katana, so back the fuck up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't fuck with me. That's shit for me when I'm old. Like, absolutely not. I've lived on this wretched planet with these
for far too long.
People for too long, and you are not going to take away the few enjoyments that I get.
I want to know what the riots looked like in the nursing homes.
Seriously, I want to know what those look like when I know, I want to know what it looks like when just everybody like is like, no, I'm fucking sick of this. Like, this is what I want, and just starts rioting. All the old people just start rioting.
I'm here for it.
Shaking their walkers in the air, assuming they can lift it up.
Hey, they got the
That's why I said assuming they can lift it up, you know, like they might be able to. You never know. You never know.
Henry, you're fucking idiot.
Any other laws that you found that are weird, interesting?
In Maine, where you live. Yes, make sure you don't do this. It's illegal.
Okay, fun fact. Laura lives in Massachusetts. I live in Maine. We are not actually in the same place. We do this online. We met online. We met through
That's
school.
Why we keep being like, hey, I can't hear you. Hey, shut off your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But
yes, now. In Maine.
In Maine, it is illegal to dance at an establishment that sells liquor unless the establishment has been issued a special amusement permit. And I think you should test it out. I do. And I understand that they don't want parties at places who aren't like...
I think this is something...
Also,
I think this is more so a way to get more money out of businesses and stuff.
To get a special amusement permit.
Feels like it's basically a tactic to get more money out of businesses. Literally, that just feels like a tactic to get more money out of businesses.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's just what
Absolutely.
It feels like. It's already expensive as fuck just to get a license to sell liquor. Like, it's
for
expensive. Like, more context for you. I sell alcohol for a living. In the state of Maine, we have like I can't remember what the technical term is, but basically we have sales reps that go in and out of all the stores and order, because you can buy alcohol in grocery stores, gas stations. If you got a liquor license, you can sell alcohol. If you've got a beer and wine license, you can sell alcohol, just not hard liquor. But but it's expensive. Like, I've seen accounts that have paid like $1,000 for a liquor license to be able to sell liquor in their store. It's like $1,000 some odd dollars. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy. For no reason but to just get money, for sure. But I honestly think that when we start meeting up, we really gotta test that theory and see how important people really
I don't think it's gonna be a, yeah.
I want to ballroom dance with you in the middle of the store. I'm not talking no casual dancing.
No. Oh yeah. Full
Do we know how to ballroom dance? No, we
No.
don't. But we're not even gonna learn. We're doing it right then and there.
Da, 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 da.
Yes, can Nick come along and play some music and videotape everybody's reaction over there?
I'm sure.
Thank you. Done deal.
Love it. I love it.
But that is basically all I have. The other ones, last mon's Laura's problem, not here for it, so.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's not today Kaylee's problem or today Laura. The sales.
No. Gone.
Yeah, no.
But
I enjoyed the wacky, weird laws. There are some that are still in place that, like, obviously someone did something to cause this law to be put in place, and, like, it's a ridiculous law that usually just ends up getting forgotten about, I feel like. You know?
For sure. Or it's like nobody enforces it, so it's not actually a law.
Exactly. Like, it's one of those things that, like, happened in a time for some random ass reason that, like, makes everybody scratch their head and go, wait, why is that illegal?
Wait a minute.
And it literally just ends up being one of those laws that they basically forgot even existed. And you're like, okay.
Absolutely.
Done.
And I feel like that's some of these that are on here that I didn't read are probably some of that too.
Happens.
But yes. It was fun thinking about things that I would do that are illegal if I wouldn't get in trouble. Really brought out alter ego for sure.
I was gonna say, yeah. When you think about things like that, though, like, that's bound to happen because you put yourself into that mindset of like, okay, cool, yeah, no, I'm not gonna get in trouble. What things am I morally okay with doing that are illegal? That, like, I would be like, yeah, I'd give that a try if I didn't get any consequences. Like, if we're like in a purge setting, you know, like, no, you can do whatever. Not like the movies. No, not murder being legal necessarily, but like, you can do whatever you want, no consequences. Like, you know, that kind of a situation. Like, you can do anything you want. It's like you then sit there and you're putting yourself into that kind of a mindset, and you sit there and you go, what would I be willing to do or try that, like, I have no consequences, so I can do it. Like, I can say fuck it and do it and give it a shot and you know, whatever, like, experience XYZ. It's like you sit there and you're just like, yeah, I'd like, you know, commit. Like, I'd go break someone's car, you know, like I'd go destroy someone's car for some revenge because, like, they pissed me off for whatever reason, you know, like I'd go do XYZ thing. Like, it's just like, I'd go, you know, like, steal money from someone. I'd walk into someone's house just to walk in and check out their house.
For real. I'd just sit down, look around, you know.
I live here now for like
I'm just gonna like, for like 5 minutes. Go about your business. I am here to watch live TV.
Yeah. Cool. But it's like just those random things when you start thinking of it, and like, how deep are you willing to go?
Not very deep at all. I'm telling you, it was very difficult for me to even think of these.
And that's the thing, is like, when you sit there and you start thinking about it, you realize you're like, I
would just do this.
A lot of it comes down to, like, I'll steal something. It's like, I ain't gonna get in trouble, so I can just take it and I don't gotta pay for it. Like, I'm just gonna take this. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna steal it from, like, big corporations, like you said, like, not someone down the street, because, like, they paid for that probably with their own hard-earned money, and I'm over here like, I want this thing and I'm not gonna get in trouble for it, so I'm gonna take it. Like, and you're a big corporation, you have plenty of money, bye. You know?
Bye. Yeah. Right, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
Billionaires. I can do without a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you like get into that mindset of like, yeah, no, I'd do that. I agree with basically all of your like little things for the most part. Like,
thank you. I'm glad we could potentially meet up in an alternate universe and do some of these things together.
Yeah, no, like I'm down with a lot of them. Like you're yeah, basically in the same area where I am. Like I wouldn't kill anybody. I wouldn't like harm anybody. No. Like
no. It freaked me out, grossed me out. I can't.
I'm gonna steal from this billion-dollar corporation that doesn't pay their employees enough money anyways, and like just pockets it all because we're built on a greedy system. So here you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I would just do a lot more revenge. No big deal.
I'm into it. Yeah, exactly. Slash a lot more tires.
Well,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking of just doing like a food fight, but it's just me versus one person, and it's I'm the only one with food.
So like dodgeball with food.
Yeah, but they don't have any.
No, like they're not gonna catch and throw it back, but like they're on the other side. You're trying to get them.
Like, they don't even expect it though. I just walk into their house and start whipping stuff at them.
I get you. You know what though?
I don't want it to hurt them.
Could you imagine? Could you like imagine someone just walks into your home? Like, let's set the scene, okay? It's a nice, bright, sunny day outside. Maybe you've woken up and made your bed today. You fed the pets. You've had breakfast. You're just going about your day, maybe cleaning up.
It is your
kitchen.
day off.
Maybe you're just like cleaning up. Yeah, you're just cleaning up the kitchen or something. You've had a nice.
You feel so satisfied after cleaning this space.
Yeah, you're having a good day, and you're sitting there, and you're thinking about what you're gonna do with your day. You're planning it out. Like, yeah, we're gonna go get some groceries. Maybe we're gonna pick up the rest of the. We're just like planning out our day, and you're just mind your business, and then suddenly,
you just
front door opens. You turn around, and someone just smacks you in the face with a bunch of food, and then just
a whole thing of spaghetti just slapped across your face.
Right, bye. Just like the shock that would like put someone into of like, what the fuck just happened? Like,
and like, what do I do? Because I'm not hurt, shocked, angry. This person already left. Like, what do I even do?
I guess
reclean your kitchen.
Literally, I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad.
Oh yes, like, that'd be the part I'd be mad at is the mess. Not that it's on you. Be everywhere else.
Couldn't. Oh my god, I'd be so mad.
God, one time I worked at this residential. Excuse me, and it was me and my best friend. I think I was giving her a ride home, so we were both leaving to go into my car, but she had ordered food or whatever, so she was carrying her food, and she had a little thing of coleslaw, and there was this coworker a few cars ahead of us parked that he didn't really get along with well. Not a fan, if I'm being honest. And so we had the relationship where we all hated each other. Like, me and my best friend did not like this one person, and this one person didn't like us. So we would just kind of like jokingly, but not jokingly, fuck with each other.
I get it.
So I took this little cup of coleslaw and just threw it at him, not expecting anything because I don't have hand-eye coordination and zero aim.
One time.
It hit him dead in the chest.
The one time.
And he got so mad. But the thing is, it had like a cap on it, so it hit him in the chest. The cap popped off. It got one little dot on him. So it wasn't even like a big deal. I
can't blame him, though. I probably would have
gotten it by surprise
if I didn't like you and you just threw a cup of coleslaw at my chest. Even if it had a lid and only a tiny dot, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, What the? I'd be pretty mad too. Like
I generally just meant to like throw it near him, scare him, but it hit him directly in the chest. And he picked it up and looked me dead in the eyes. He walked over to my car, and I'm like, fuck, Shyler, get in the car. So I get in the car. Shyler's trying to get in the car, but she has like stuff that she's trying to put in the car. God. And by the time she shuts the door, he opens it back up and says, who the fuck threw this at me? And Shyler look at each other, and we're like, oh, fuck.
Oh
and
my
so
God.
I tried to lock the door, but that car, if one door was open, if you locked the car, all the doors would unlock. So he then got in the back of my car and was like, Laura, did you throw this at me? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
And Shyler goes, no, it was me, even though it obviously wasn't. So he took it and just smashed it right in her face. And so she's just sitting there with so he leaves and she is just dying laughing. So then we walk back into the residential place that we just came from, and all the overnight staff are like, what happened? Because Shyler, her entire face is just literally dripping with coleslaw. So people definitely get very upset about it. Except for Shyler, because she took one for the team and she knew she was going to do that.
Like, you totally deserved to be the one to get that in the face.
I hate coleslaw. It's disgusting.
Oh no. Well, then maybe you shouldn't just be throwing shit at people.
I didn't mean to hit him. I just meant to generally throw it around him. It was pure luck. This is why I could be an accidental con artist.
I'm not saying it's his fault that he was where my cup of coleslaw landed, but like it's his fault that he was where my cup of coleslaw landed. You know, like,
we are again victim blaming. Welcome. That is actually the name of our podcast.
Oh God. This is purely satirical and comedy. Don't take anything seriously on this podcast.
So funny. No, for real. But this guy ended up, after working there, worked for my dad at his school. My dad was the special ed teacher, and him and my dad are like buddies. They would go hiking together, and I'm like, what is happening? It's because my dad's not reactive, so he'll do his stupid shit, and my dad's just like, whatever. He does his stupid shit, and I'm like, you better get your ass together. You gotta stop that shit. So my dad just doesn't play into it. So
yeah,
if they're fine, and I'm not. Clearly reactive with my coleslaw stunt. So
that's fucking hilarious. That's fucking hilarious.
Hence why revenge would be the first one on my list that I would do.
Great.
So.
I love it. Oh my God. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you for letting me share that story. It's been a long time since
Laura's
I've think about
that. Thank you for coming to Laura's TED Talk.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you listening.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh gosh. Well, I think we're gonna end it here as we have hit the hour and 43 minute mark on recording, though I'm sure it'll be a little shorter when I go in and edit it. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's still a good one. But yes, this is pod. This is what you're gonna get. Who knows what you're gonna get every episode? The general plan is to have an episode or two a month. We're keeping this pretty lax, and right now, like we said, this is basically the first episode, so we don't have like an exact like we don't have a lot for you right now. We don't really have anything for you right now. When we have socials and everything ready to go, they will all be linked in every single episode's description, show notes area. So you will be able to find us wherever we make all the accounts. Yeah, we're here to have fun. We're here to chat. We're here to talk. We're here to just be weird, be ourselves. We want, say whatever the fuck we want, and not really care too much.
Yeah,
I mean, we care. We're not gonna be like terrible people, we promise, but like
Yeah,
We're here for
out of all the illegal
satire. We're
things
here.
that we could do, it wouldn't be anything bad. So
We're here for
curling-
satire. We're here for comedy. We're here for fun. Like,
Yes,
that's what we're here
we're
for.
here to just fuck around.
Exactly. So fuck around and find out, and stay with us and hang out and listen to some more episodes, and give us a like, give us a follow, rate us, preferably
Yes.
5 stars, wherever you can rate us, typically Apple Podcasts. That's been fun to
Yes.
help.
Don't make me throw Tulsa at you. I am apparently a very good shot one time.
Apparently, so hold out and hope that it's not the one time she gets you. But yeah, follow us on everything that's listed in the eventual show notes that will appear, because we haven't gotten that far yet. And yeah,
Have a good rest of your day.
or night, or whatever it is of when you're listening to us, and we look forward to talking to you in the next one.
Bye, bitches.
Bye.